We are live in the Indianapolis Colts practice facility. I spent plenty of hours of my life in here. Now there's a new legend in town, a new legend in the building. This guy leads the NFL in tackles by 22 tackles. That's more than a fucking game's worth of tackles. Just absolute dominating in his rookie year out of South Carolina State. He got snubbed from the Pro Bowl, which is a bunch of bullshit. The Pro Bowl doesn't matter anyways unless you got bonuses on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, the Maniac, Darius Leonard.
How you doing?
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So a lot of people might not know you because you kind of came new into the scene here this year. I had no clue who you were going into the season. Where are you from?
I'm from Lakeview, South Carolina.
Okay, that's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, sir.
Farm town?
Oh, yeah.
Country boy.
Country boy.
And then you ended up at South Carolina State?
Yep.
How come? Were you I heard, did some research. You could throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Mm-hmm.
You can run like a 4.3 or something like that.
4'4".
Oh, so they kind of gave you.
Yeah.
4'4", you're 6'2",
Mm-hmm.
you're a basketball stud,
Yep.
football stud,
Mm-hmm.
and you go to South Carolina State. Why is that?
Because it came down to my very last test score to be qualified, and it came back 2 weeks after signing day, so a lot of teams didn't want to pull that trigger if I wasn't going to be able to play that first year. So South Carolina State was the only team that kind of offered me a partial scholarship.
So you end up HBCU, South Carolina State. You leave being the all-time leading tackler.
Mm-hmm.
Every player I know that has come from an HBCU into the NFL has had a chip on their shoulder because they feel like they've been overlooked and they're representing something bigger than themselves. Is that how you feel as well?
Without a doubt.
And I heard Robert Mathis has been a hell of a mentor and somebody you look up to in this whole thing.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Robert Mathis, we have similar backgrounds, both coming from HBCUs, kind of families background, kind of similar. So, yeah, coming in, just talking to him about everything, it was kind of easy going, just talking to him about the playbook, and it was kind of easy to talk to him more things about life as well.
You're a Q dog as well.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
And I assume that drew Robert Mathis to you.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard you guys, he sought you out in the combine or something.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like at the combine?
No, it was more so just asking about who I was and who I was as a person, as a leader, and then it kind of went more so about off the field then, because that's when the real Robert Mathis came out. It wasn't no coach then. It was more so the brotherhood. It let me know that coming from HBCU it was going to be hard. Coming from HBCU, you're going to be overlooked. Just to keep that chip on your shoulder and just keep grinding.
Talk about you off the field. Family. I've read a couple stories about your family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very sorry for the turmoil that you've had to go through in your life. 2 older brothers incarcerated for murder. Have you ever, do you keep a relationship with them?
Oh, yeah, I still talk to them. They write letters almost every week. So, yeah, I mean, no matter what they did, I mean, they still family, so, yeah.
How old were you whenever they went to jail?
The first one, I was 2 years old, and the second one, I was probably around 10 or 11.
Okay, so you have 2 older brothers that are in jail for murder.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other siblings?
Yes, my mom had 9 kids, and I have 1 brother incarcerated. My dad had 5 kids, so, yes, I have a big family. All play sports. I had a brother who actually played in the NFL, went to Clemson. That's why, I grew up a Clemson fan. He won a Super Bowl, so kind of just following his footsteps a little bit.
A lot of distraction possibility there when
yeah.
You're growing up in that type of situation. Yeah. You always wanted to be a professional athlete and do what was possible, kind of kept your head on focus on that whole thing? Yeah,
I saw how much happiness my brother brought back to the family, back to the community. So, and I saw the pain that my mom went through with my 2 brothers, well, my 3 brothers. So I knew that I'm afraid of failing, and I don't want to fail. So I kind of have a chip on my shoulder. Don't want nobody to look down upon me. So I always want to be at the top of everything I do. So it was kind of easy to kind of keep the badness away from me and then just try to stay out the streets.
I always hear these assholes are like, you can't be afraid to I was scared as shit to fail.
Yeah, without a doubt, you're going to have to.
And that drove me to work harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like here, we do something here that I've never done before. We watch film in front of the whole defense, and we point out every mistake in front of the whole defense. So, I don't want my name called in the bad play. I don't want my teammates to look at me sideways and say, okay, I can't trust him to do his job. So being afraid to fail is actually a good thing because it's going to push you to learn your playbook, push you to
work harder.
Yeah, so, being afraid to fail is not a bad thing.
I agree. Hey, I'm happy we're on the same side.
Yeah.
Why do they call you the Maniac? How long have you been called the Maniac?
Since 2016, after the Clemson game, my junior year, I racked up 18 tackles and a blocked field goal. And after that,
It's fucked up, by the way. The kicker did not deserve that.
Yeah, it's crazy that y'all do get blamed for that.
I know. You make an incredible play. And the kicker yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's crazy. But then I got back on campus. It was like, man, you play like a straight maniac. And when he said it, it kind of stuck with me. And ever since then, every time I played, it was like I hashtag maniac, play like a maniac, and it kind of went from there.
18 tackles and a blocked field goal is like a standard game for you now in the NFL. You could have never guessed that when you got to the NFL you had this much success.
Not at all. I mean,
you look like a fucking grown man out there playing with a bunch of kids. You literally do. And you're a rookie. You have so much to learn. You still have no clue. I bet you Robert tells you this too. You still have no fucking idea yet.
He still call me a rook-ass rook.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day.
Exactly. Hey, there's no way you could have expected this.
No, not at all. Coming in, I mean, coming from HBCU, and back in my mind, I knew what I could be, but then again, I was like, okay, coming from a small school, it was gonna be longer for me to kind of work my way in. So I was coming in with the mindset was just do all the right things, and then everything else would fall in place. But I would have never thought that it would have ended up the way it's going now.
How have you been enjoying the NFL lifestyle here?
I'm loving it. Loving it here, man. It's especially in Indianapolis. So I mean, it's kind of easy here. I mean, I stay close by. I have my wife up here with me, so.
High school sweetheart, by the way.
High school sweetheart, yeah.
Hey, that doesn't happen a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Kid on the way?
Yes, sir. That little girl.
Name for her coming?
Mia Gabrielle.
Beautiful name.
Oh, yeah.
When's it due?
April 3rd.
Out of season, baby.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
idea.
Yes, sir.
That's a veteran move by you. That's a veteran move by
yeah.
you. So you've enjoyed the NFL lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
The coaches here, obviously you're brand new. They are also brand new. So you're kind of learning Indianapolis Colts, the whole brand of the organization together. What have you learned about the Colts organization?
That is a family business. Every time you come in, you know, you see the owners coming in and out. So I mean, everything's about family here, and everything stays in house. I mean, if we have a problem, it's always in house, and it's you don't have to worry about. You can go talk to coach, no problem. That's one thing I like about it. You don't have to tuck your tail or anything. If you got a problem with anybody, just go talk to them just like regular family.
You all sucked at the beginning of the season. The whole world was crumbling on the Colts. Everybody was mocking Frank Reich, Chris Ballard, saying Chris Ballard can't hack it. He doesn't know how to put a team together. And all Chris Ballard continued to say was, wait for we build our culture, right? You're a young team right now. That defense, very young. If you take Vinatieri's old ass out of there, I think your average age is like 24 or 25. Very, very young team. You guys hit a moment. What was the moment in the season when you guys were like, all right, we're starting to get it?
We had a team meeting after I think that fourth loss in a row. Called a team meeting, no coaches, anything.
Is it Houston?
I think so. And then after that,
Who talked?
It was all the leaders. Andrew, Najee Good, Jabal Shear, Al Woods, Ryan Kelly. I mean, it was all leaders.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then after that, we knew what we had in here, and it wasn't like everybody was just better than us. If you see on film, we were just doing dumb young mistakes, and after that, we just kind of toned in and just trusting each other even more, and kind of just went from there.
You guys have become a team ain't nobody want to see right now. Nobody. Nobody wants to see the Colts. If the Colts somehow slip into the playoffs this year, right? Nobody wants to see it. It happened with the Giants back when the Giants won the Super Bowl. They were a dog shit team early in the year. Then they clicked, got hot, and kept running. The playoffs is all about who's hot. Colts are very, very hot right now.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have to be excited about the future. As a young man, you're going to be here probably 10 years if I had to guess. I'd assume that's the way the Ursays will take care of a player like you. Maybe 15 years, you'll probably get to ride on his private plane. I've never been on it. We'll figure that out. But I assume the work, everybody coming in, it feels very good because it's like we're building something special in here.
Yeah, coming in, man. Like that 1 and 5, man. It was coming in. Everybody, we had the same mentality, but now it's different. Like it's really fun now. You know, just winning, trusting each other, and just going out having a complete ball. I mean, we didn't change anything up. We just kept continuing to just trust the process and get 1% better each day, and just came out to compete.
You were in pass coverage this last week, made a couple big-time plays. How's that go over in the meeting rooms whenever you look like that big of an athlete, whenever you're also leading the NFL in tackles?
I mean, that pass coverage, I mean, on one of them, it was actually bad. It was just, I came back, the quarterback threw a late, so I used my athleticism to knock the ball out. But we talk about the good and the bad. I mean, that, like I said, one of them was a bad and one of them was good. So we had talking about it, we just learn from everything and try to go from there.
Where do you think you'll grow?
Everywhere. I feel like I have so much room to improve in a lot of phases, especially when I'm coming into contact, making contact with a running back, or playing in coverage. So just more knowledge of the game, I think I'd be better.
So next year, you're going to be a guy that people are going to prepare for.
That's the plan.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this year, at the beginning of the season, Darius Leonard, you were balling early in the year, by the way. You don't lead the NFL in tackles by 22 tackles if you were sucking early.
Yeah.
Team might not have been gelling early. You guys might not have had it together, but you were still making plays everywhere. Next year, teams are going to prepare for Darius Leonard. That's a huge compliment.
Oh, yeah. It is. I mean, just to have a team just scheme up against you, it means a lot.
NFL too.
Yeah,
Right? This is not fucking some backyard football. This is the National Football League will be preparing for Darius Leonard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy that like I'm to that level now. So I just gotta keep trying to improve and just be better each year.
You sent a tweet out to the NFL about the random drug test.
Yeah.
I had to battle that in my career as well.
Yeah, it's like every 2 weeks I'm getting drug tested.
You need to just start looking at it as a compliment from Roger Goodell. Honestly, like if Vinatieri has a big game,
Yeah.
his old ass is getting tested the next day.
Oh, yeah.
If I had a good game back in the day, I would get to the point where I was like, oh, they weren't that impressed with me. They didn't drug test me the next day, especially with what's happening with Eric Reed down there. It's not random anymore. I thought it was wild that you sent out.
Oh, yeah.
Tweet. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then you got snubbed from the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That has to be a frustrating thing, especially because you're so young.
I mean, I look at it both ways. I mean, yes, I feel like I got snubbed, but it is what it is. I mean, just add another chip on my shoulder. Been growing up my whole life getting cheated, I guess. I mean, not going to Clemson,
Yep.
not doing all the things that I felt like I should be. So it is what it is. I just kind of build from it and just go from there.
I'm pulling for you, man.
Yes, sir. I
First
appreciate
off
it.
season will be your first time off probably in your whole life.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Especially with money.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want you to think of your off season because you should be focused on the now.
Oh, yeah.
My rookie year, I got yelled at by Peyton Manning asking him when I should start preparing for my vacations. And he told me, don't even think about it during the season. With that being said, do you have any dream destinations that you'll go to?
Not at all. I mean, my wife does, but I'm kind of scared to go out of the country, so. Nah.
Just go to the beach?
Yeah. See, I'm from Myrtle. Myrtle Beach is like down the road from us, so it's kind of
Seen your
easy.
frogs down there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Jesus, I've lost some years off of my life at that place. This weekend, New York Giants. How's the team feel?
The team feels good. We know what we got to do. I mean, we got to make Eli beat us with his arm, so we got to go away and stop the run.
Saquon Barkley's
Yeah, he's a great guy.
too rugged. This weekend is potentially the probable offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year going against each other.
Yeah, he's a great back. I mean, just watching film on him, his contact balance, the way he runs. I mean, he's a great guy, great elite running back.
If you don't win defensive rookie of the year, and let's say the Howl at the Moon guy wins. By the way, that was savage. I was a big fan of that move. Is that just another chip on the shoulder?
Without
Let's keep
a doubt.
it moving.
Without a doubt. I mean, no, there's no such thing as keep it moving. It's gonna add that chip, especially to know how much work you put in. And like when they came in last week. I mean, it was on my mind a whole lot playing against him. We're not playing against him.
Well,
but
he's on the
opposite
Dallas
side.
Cowboys as well. So Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys get a lot more publicity on a regular basis.
Yeah, so I knew coming in that every time I play against someone who they say better than me, I want to step up, and I felt like I did, and I proved the point there. And if he win it, yes, I'm gonna definitely have a bigger chip.
The NFL has a maniac problem for like the next 10 years, and the Colts are lucky to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, the leading tackler in the NFL, biggest Pro Bowl snub, defensive rookie of the year, and I'd assume a future perennial All-Pro. If you might get All-Pro this year and not make the Pro Bowl, by the way, which is very interesting. All-Pro is the media people. Pro Bowl is a bunch of publicity bullshit. I think you'll probably be an All-Pro if I had to guess. Should be. But if not, you will be for like the next 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, from South Carolina State, in the town of?
Orangeburg, South Carolina.
What was your hometown?
Lakeview, South Carolina.
Lakeview? Out in the middle of nowhere. Created a animal. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Leonard. Thank you so much, dude.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.